Hello again. I'm Gary Stearman. Welcome to another edition of Prophecy Watchers. And once again, I have by my side Avi Lipkin. Avi's always got something exciting to say. When he shows up, everything changes. Lots of good conversation. And most of it centers around the Middle East. And as Avi, we've had many conversations over the years. We've talked about politics. We've talked about revolution. We've talked about Bible prophecy, what the Bible has to say about the Middle East. And today, I'd like to talk about you in the Middle East, Avi Lipkin. And I'm looking right here at your book called Israel's Bible Bloc, and you're the author of this. And this is something you've been involved in for a long time, and it's reaching almost a climactic point at this as we speak. Tell us about Israel's Bible Bloc and your involvement in it.
Okay. I was born and raised in the United States. I live in Israel. I've been living in Israel 46 years. But I was born in the United States, and one of the things I learned in American schools 50 years ago or 60 years ago was no taxation without representation. And indeed, the revolution against King George III in Britain was because American colonists were paying taxes, serving in the British military. They had no voice at all in the British Parliament. And they were slapped down every time they wanted representation. Now, today in Israel, Israel is this Jewish state. It's the state of the Jewish people. We have many different minorities living in Israel. We have Muslims, we have Druze. Druze are very special people. They're all represented in the Knesset. The Christians, who today total about 8% of our population and are married to about 6% of the Jewish population, are not represented. So my constituency today is about 14%. These people are not represented. Muslims are in the Knesset, Druze are in the Knesset. I think the time has come to give representation to Christians as well as our brethren. We have now a group of rabbis who have come out under my son's organization saying that the Christians are no longer the enemies. Don't forget 2,000 years of bad history. The Christians today are our brothers and sisters, and we, as a sovereign Jewish people in the Jewish land, need to embrace our Christian brothers and sisters, love them, embrace them, give them representation. They serve in the army, they pay taxes, they vote, they're married to us. They need to have representation. It says in Genesis 12, Verse 3, I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. So if these Christians are married to us, serve in the army, pay taxes and vote, and they bless us, then we are remiss if we don't bless our Christian brethren back. This includes, in politics, a democratic representation in which Christians will also be in the Knesset.
Let's take about a minute and talk about Israeli politics. Everybody knows about the two houses of Congress in the United States, and the legislative, the executive, the judicial branch. How is the Israeli government structured?
Well, indeed, our political system is very much similar to the European multi-party system, parliamentary system, in which a prime minister needs to put together more than half of the deputies in our Knesset or our Congress in order to have a coalition. Now, in America, for example, and I would imagine most people who are watching this know the American example, people vote for an individual who represents a district. And you have many, many constituencies, many sectors, and districts. Israel is one pie. Israel is one district. The population, let's say, is 8 million altogether, of which maybe 6 million are voters. That would mean about, I'm talking about ballpark figure of maybe 50,000 votes per deputy in the Knesset. So you don't vote for an individual, you vote for a list. Every political party, and there are 33 or 34 now, every political party presents a list of candidates. And every 50,000 votes gets the next deputy or member of Knesset into the Knesset. I believe if we have 14% of the population, then we need to present a list of 14, 15, or maybe 20 candidates, and every 50,000 votes, we will get our people in. Like I said before, the Christian population is 8%, which means 2% Arabic-speaking Christians, 6% Russian-speaking Christians. We have some Americans, some Westerners who are Christian, and of course, don't forget the spouses. And one very important thing that I need to say before we continue, I've been talking for a long time about the Islamic program for the annihilation of Jews everywhere in the world. This is it's a sacred part of the Islamic way of thinking, that the Jews must be killed. I predict there will be very soon many, many millions of Jews and Christian spouses and children moving to Israel. So this political party will be representing not 14%, but maybe 40% or 50% or 60% of the new Israeli population, which will include a lot of Western immigrants.
It's the Bible Bloc Party, then,
Yes.
and the parliament, or if you will, the assembly in Israel is called the Knesset, which is just a Hebrew word that means parliament, right?
Interesting point. How do you say a church in Greek? Ecclesia. How do you say in Spanish? Iglesia. Now, a church in Hebrew is Knessia, which is the same word as Knesset.
Okay.
A synagogue is Beit HaKnesset. Our parliament is Knesset. It means where everyone is congregated together. And synagogue. And a church means also synagogue, ecclesia or iglesia. These are, so Knesset isn't just a word. It's a very important word for anyone who knows Greek, Hebrew, or English.
Now, we're having this conversation in mid-November of 2014. You're going to be increasingly busy with your involvement in Israel's Bible Bloc. What are you going to be doing exactly, and what's your goal, what's your hope?
Okay, to form a political party in Israel, you need three different things. You have to present three planks or three clauses to your ideology. I have presented 8, not 3. They're in this book, Israel's Bible Bloc. The second thing, you have to present a petition organized by a lawyer, it's like a notarized signature, of 100 Israeli voters. These are the people who will have to work with me to actually get the party organized, the executive of the party, secretariat, treasury of the party. I have 70 signatures out of 100. I have been waiting for Arab and Russian Christian people to sign up. They're very scared for many reasons. Again, I'm trying to overcome 2,000 years of baggage, 2,000 years of bad relations between Jews and Christians, and also between Christians and Christians. So it's very hard to get everyone marching together, but this is my plan. I have 70. I was going to leave 30 signatures for the Russians and for the Arabic-speaking Christians. One way or another, I'm going to complete these signatures by the time the tour comes to Israel. So we are going to see fireworks in March when the people come to Israel, God willing. And the third thing is we need $36,000 for the registration fee. I've already paid $17,000, so we need $19,000, which I'm working on. $19,000 is a lot of money, but it's not $36,000. It's not a fantasy anymore. This is a baby in its last stages of its embryonic growth. The party, God willing, will be born by March.
By the way, you can read all about this in Israel's Bible Bloc, one of 6 books by Avi. Christian Revival for Israel's Survival is another book. Islamic Threat Update. Islam, Prophesied in Genesis. You've heard us talk about these 6 books over the years, and they are packed with info that you need to know about if you want to be really up to date on the Middle East. Is fanatic Islam a global threat? And my personal favorite, Return to Mecca. This has an amazingly, I think, revolutionary idea concerning Bible prophecy.
Correct.
And we're just out of time. What can I say?
We're always out of time.
Isn't that the truth?
And we've been doing this for 20 years. We're out of time 20 years already.
We're going to be busy thinking about March 15th through 25th, 2015. We're going to have an Israel tour, and it's going to be hosted by Aaron, Avi's son, Aaron Lipkin, and our graphic designer. His name is Daniel Wright. I'll be there. It's going to be great. We're going to talk to Avi up close and personal about the Bible Bloc Party. By the way, Avi's 6 books are yours in the Avi Lipkin package, $59.95, and it'll be on the Prophecy Watchers website. You can look it up. I'm Gary Stearman. Keep watching, everybody.